Hey everybody, it's Sean Casey. You could see, okay, I'm going to point the wrong way. Darren Winters over on this side, at least on my screen,
Hi,
uh,
everybody.
who's going to be talking in just a couple of minutes. And we're excited that he's here because Darren is a multimillionaire investor. He's super successful, made a ton of money investing, but more importantly, he's helped hundreds of thousands of people through himself and his company training them, where they've learned the real insider strategies and tricks for investing so that they can really learn to cash in. And we're going to be talking about how you can do some stuff that's simple, that's fast. You could start with only a little bit of money. You don't have to be a millionaire to start and to grow. And you're going to learn a lot of really actionable strategies from Darren today. So it's super important that you, first of all, pay attention, take a second, take good notes, and number three, take action. And when Darren's done, you'll have an opportunity to get further training, to dig in, get trained and supported. And if you're interested, I highly suggest you take advantage of it because I've seen the results of what Darren's done, and it's truly, truly impressive. We live in a really strange year. I mean, you wonder what could happen next in 2020, right? Like, what else could go wrong? And for many of us, we keep asking that question. But the truth is that there are people that are making a lot of money this year because instead of being overwhelmed by what's going wrong, they're able to look at the opportunities that have come in this crisis and to use those opportunities to their advantage. Now, and when I say this, I don't mean that, we're like, hey, look, people are suffering, let's go kick them when they're down. We're not talking about anything like that. Never would suggest that. Don't think that's a way to live life, to be in business or anything else. But when it comes to the stock market and trading and forex and everything else, there are opportunities now because the markets are so weird and they're so volatile because things are happening that have never happened before in our lifetimes. And hopefully, other than the opportunities that they present, we'll never go through this again in our lifetimes. No matter how young you are, it's not going to happen. But with where we are today, you should be able to really find ways that you can turn this crisis to your advantage. We've seen this and showing you how to do this in business. Now we're going to show you how to do this in things that you can put your money to work for you. You can leverage the power of your money. And in part by doing that, you're going to be able to, not have to be like a full-time 27-hour-a-day kind of guy living on a computer, but to apply some simple strategies that can get you good results. And for those of you that are kind of afraid of the markets right now, I mean, how many of you are just like, oh my gosh, like things are crazy, I don't know what to do next? Well, in the next hour, you're going to learn exactly what to do. You're going to be able to handle things, and you're going to know what to do, why to do it, when to get in, when to get out, what kind of things you should be looking at, how you're going to safeguard your investments, because we all want to come out of this better, stronger, faster, richer when it's done. So if all that sounds really good, put a big yes in the question box, in the chat box. Put a big yes in the chat box if you want to find easy ways to invest, make great return on investment. Because if you invest a little, you're going to get a lot in terms of your return on investment. Okay, great. So we're in the right place. We got the right people. We're in the right place. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. We just had some technical difficulties. People having trouble getting on the webinar, including my assistant, who's having trouble getting on the webinar. We'll see, and she's still not managed to make it. So I know some people are having trouble getting on, so we're going to give people another couple of minutes and see if we can't go to webinar to stop screwing everything up and let the rest of the people on before Darren gets started. So,
as you said, I would jump in there and say, absolutely, right now, best opportunity ever because of all the crazy stuff that's happening in the markets. It's a very strange time, but huge opportunity if you know the right strategies. So got a lot of good stuff to share today.
Yeah. Well, what's the old saying? If you can keep your wits about you when everybody else around you is losing their mind, then, there's a great opportunity. And if you understand the data and the facts and the things that are actually the reasons you should make decisions, not panic, not fear, not greed. I can't remember his name. The Gordon Gekko would say greed is good, and that's true to a certain extent, but not irrational. Like, hey, you know what? Everybody's getting rich. I'm going to go do this. I mean, in fact, my 13-year-old grandson told me over the weekend. He said, Pap, I know how I'm going to get rich like you. I'm going to take all my money, which is like $200. I'm going to put it into Bitcoin, and then when I sell it, I'm going to be rich. I was like, or you're going to have like $50 left, depending upon when you buy Bitcoin and what it does. I mean, this is not how we want you to make decisions. Okay.
Still today, so many people make emotional decisions when it comes to investing, which is totally not the thing to do. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to have rules to follow, specifically to overcome these emotions that people kind of react to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're still having trouble. I can see with people getting on because we're missing a lot of people in. Sharon still can't get in, but I don't want to keep people too long. So let me just get everybody check in, see if we're having trouble for a specific part of the world. Where are you guys from? Just check in and let us know where you guys are from. By the way, for those of you probably all know I'm in my home in Atlanta, Georgia, in Duluth, just outside of Atlanta. Darren's in London. You probably kind of guessed he was in the UK from the accent. We got, Frankfurt, Germany, first off the mark. UK, Oregon, Trinidad and Tobago, Tamika. Let's see, we got Randy from Oklahoma, Al from Canada, Leo from Ohio, Joe from San Antonio, Ivar from Finland, Richard from Southern California. We got it from all over the world. I love the internet. I really do. I love reading the fact that we're communicating with people all over the world at the same time. And now we have video. I used to think it was awesome when we could do teleseminars all over the world, because back in the old day, we didn't have video and everything else. It's truly, truly amazing. Well, Darren, I think we should get started. I don't want to hold these guys here too long while we're waiting for the rest of the world to break the log jam. So just real quick, Darren is super successful, millionaire investor. I met Darren, 6 or 7 years ago when we were both speaking at a really big event in Brighton in England, and was truly impressed in talking with him and seeing him speak and teach people. I have gotten to know him over the years since then, and continue to be impressed by what he's doing and the success he's having. And then we thought, with this year, I don't think we've ever, in all the years I've done this, had anybody who is an investment trainer that we have actually brought to you and said, listen to this guy, follow what he says, you're going to be successful. So this is truly a first for us. We've always just focused on helping businesses directly with starting, growing, building, expanding. So this is a first for us, Darren, and I'm excited to see the presentation. Again, guys, get rid of distractions, take good notes. He's going to be laying out step-by-step strategies you can follow, and then please take action to follow these strategies and see the success that I know you can have with it. So from Darren, I'm going to let you take it away, and I'm going to get out of the way.
Great. Yeah, thank you for the introduction.
All right, give him a big welcome, everybody. Say hi, Darren.
Yeah, hi everybody from wherever you are around the world. And let's just do the kind of quick double check in the chat window there. First of all, if you could just give me a quick yes if you can see me and hear me. Let's just check that's working. First of all, quick yes if you can see me, hear me. Okay, excellent, good. And then if you could type into the chat window if you can see my screen. You should be able to see a green background. Just type in, I guess, the letter S. Type in letter S if you can see my screen. You should see me with a short haircut from a couple of years ago. Yep, okay, excellent, good. So let's begin. This talk today is going to be about, basically how to make money from home in a way that takes very little time and that anyone can do. Doesn't matter on your background, doesn't matter on your experience. And I would say if you're a bit unsure about this topic or you know nothing about this topic, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to explain this in a very clear, simple way. And what I'm going to do is, in today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best trading and investing strategies in the world. Full, complete strategies, exactly how to do this. And even if you're a complete beginner, I'm going to give you some strategies you'll be able to use straight away. Now, to start off with, I thought it might be a good idea to show you what's possible once you get good at this. Once I started to get very good at trading and investing, I thought, well, I'm going to teach everyone I know how to do this. And I taught my family how to do this, my children, I taught my wife, I taught my sisters, I taught my brother. And I'm sure, like quite a few of you around the world, recently we've been on a house lockdown due to this coronavirus. And my wife's been at home, she's been doing a bit of gardening, she's been spending some time with the kids. She's also been doing about 30 minutes trading every other day. And my wife, she hates anything very technical, so I taught her a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. And I thought I'd show you her trading results for the first 4 weeks of lockdown. I actually took a photo of her trading screen. So let me show you this. I'm going to switch off my camera so I can see the full screen. Let me just, okay, there we go. Let me bring this up for you. So this is my wife's trading results, first 4 weeks of lockdown, doing about 30 minutes trading every other day. And you can see there, £95,000 profit, which is about $120,000. That was in the first 4 weeks of lockdown. So she was averaging about $4,000 profit a day, doing about 30 minutes trading every other day. In today's training, I'm going to teach you some of the exact strategies that she was using to do that. So you're going to get a lot of great stuff in today's training session. Hopefully you've got a pad and a pen, something to take notes, because I'm going to give you some great strategies. You're going to want to write some of this stuff down. So let's have a look. First of all, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, recently there's been a big stock market crash all around the world due to this corona crisis. And stock markets have now bounced a long way back up. And what happens is about every 10 to 12 years, there is a big stock market crash. And whether it's due to coronavirus or something else, this stock market crash was well overdue. And I mean, as terrible as this whole corona situation is, and I do really hope you and your family have been keeping safe and well, is at times like this where you've got to keep a calm head, you've got to think sensibly to protect yourself health-wise, but also to protect yourself financially. And right now is probably the biggest opportunity ever to make money in the stock market, in the forex markets. And I believe in every bad situation, there is an opportunity. And right now is probably the biggest opportunity in our lifetime to make money in the stock market, in the forex markets, because of all the big moves that are happening right now. If you know the right strategies, it's an incredible time to be investing. So I would say your timing to be on this training today is fantastic. Now, throughout today's training session, I will ask you a few questions. And what I would say is, please do be interactive, type the answers into the question window, because that way I can check you can still hear me and that you're following along and understanding everything. And the more interactive you are, the better you're going to learn as well. So there are two main ways to make money. The first way is what people who are not investing do. How do people who are not investing make money? They work. They have a job or they own their own business. And what are they doing? They're exchanging their time for money. And when they get the money, what do they do with it? They spend it on their lifestyle. They pay their rent or their mortgage, they pay the bills, they pay their food. Hopefully at the end of the month, they got a bit left over to enjoy their lifestyle. Now, what's the problem with that situation? What happens to the money? It runs out. They then got to sacrifice their lifestyle, spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. The money runs out. They've got to spend more time earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. That is what we call the financial trap, where you've got to constantly exchange your time for money. Now, maybe you're currently in that situation. Perhaps you have a job or you own your own business and you have to keep on working just to support your lifestyle. And it might be the case that even though you work really hard, you still can't afford to buy the house that you really want to live in, or go on the holiday you want to go on, or drive the car you want to drive, or maybe you've just got the stress of trying to pay the bills at the end of the month. That's one situation. The other situation is perhaps you make a lot of money, but you don't have much time. And when you do get time off, you're too tired to really enjoy it. Now, whether you have a job or you own your own business, if you want true financial security, true financial freedom, you need to have a second stream of income where your money is working for you. So it's not taking up more of your time to earn money. And how do we get our money working for us? Investing. Yeah, so you've got to know this stuff. And what you do is you start wherever you are now and you build up your investment until it's big enough that you're earning enough money to pay for your lifestyle. You then have all the time you want. You decide whether you work or not. That's what this training is going to be about today. I'm going to be giving you exact strategies to get you onto this path so that you can choose whether you work or not. And as I said, hopefully you've got a pad and a pen, take some good notes. I'm going to give you some incredible strategies. So, and also I'd say, learn this for yourself, but also if you have children or grandchildren or relatives who are children, learn this so you can teach your kids, so they don't have to fall into this financial trap, so they don't have to spend their whole life working for someone else. I started teaching my kids how to do this stuff as soon as they could understand even the basics. My daughter is now 15, my son is 18. They're really good investors because I started teaching them whilst they were young. I actually took a photo of my kids trading together. I thought it'd make a nice picture. Managed to get one photo before they realized I was taking pictures. Then they started messing around and pulling all kinds of faces. But if you teach your kids this whilst they're young, they will get really good at it. And I think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. I now run what I call Children's Wealth Days, and it's an investment training course only for children. And I teach it completely free of charge, completely free for kids to come on that course, because I just think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. The last Children's Wealth Day that I taught the kids for about 3 hours, taught them a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. We then had a live trading competition, $10,000 demo accounts, but real prices, real markets. The winner of that competition in 2 hours made over $1,000 profit. Second place, $800 profit. Third place, $700 profit. That was 10, 11-year-old kids in 2 hours. Yet anyone can do this if they learn the right strategies. So why else is it great to learn trading and investing in the forex and the stock market? And I can see quite a lot more people just joined the webinar there. Let me just switch on the camera a second just to say hi to them. So just everybody, hi Darren, I'm here. I'm keeping my camera off so we focus on the slides, but hi to everybody who just joined the webinar there. So why else is trading and investing a great thing to learn? In the forex markets, the stock markets. And by the way, forex just means, for beginners, just means trading currencies. So it's like the dollar, the pound, the euro. Why else is it a great thing to learn? Well, first of all, even complete beginners can do very well at trading and investing if they're given a proven strategy that works. And they follow the steps. Even complete beginners can do very well if they're given the right strategies. You can start small. How much money do you need to start investing? $250, 250 euros. That's all you need to get started. And it takes very little time. Some of the best strategies that I use and that I teach take just 1 hour a week to invest. So if you've got a full-time job or a business, very easy to run this alongside. That can be an hour in the evening or the weekend, whenever you fit it in. And you can make money in any markets. When the markets go up, you can make money. When the markets come down, you can make even more money. It's actually even easier to make money when the markets come down. And you can make money when the markets go sideways. And as I said at the start of this talk, right now is probably the best time in our lifetime to be investing in the stock market and the forex markets because of the huge moves that are happening. If you know the right strategies, it's an incredible time to be doing this. And in today's training, I'm going to give you some really great strategies that you'll be able to use. So great timing being here today. And also, anyone can do this. You don't need to be good at maths. You don't need to be good at computers. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And of course, you don't need to find clients or sell products. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And you can trade from home or anywhere in the world. I like to go on lots of holidays. I usually spend about 6 or 7 months on vacation. It might be a bit different this year with the whole corona situation, but I normally spend about 3 or 4 months skiing, snowboarding in the winter, and then I spend about 3 months on a nice beach somewhere. All I need to do is find an hour a week, an internet connection. I can do this from anywhere in the world. So whether I'm on safari with my family in Kenya, helicopter snowboarding in Japan, I just got to find 1 hour a week. Internet connection, can do this from anywhere. So how would you get good at investing? First of all, did you know 95% of traders and investors lose money? 95% of traders and investors lose money. When I heard that statistic, I got excited because I thought to myself, where's that huge amount of money going to? And where is that huge amount of money going to? It's going to the 5% who know what they're doing. I thought, if I can just get into that 5%, that's a huge amount of money coming my way. And it's actually a lot easier than you might think once you know the correct strategies. Now, what's the average investor's approach to investing? Average investor, what do? They read a couple of books on investing, maybe. They go online, they try and learn a little bit, maybe. And then what does the average investor do? They take out a big chunk of their life savings, they put it in the stock market, they put it in the forex markets, they cross their fingers, and what normally happens? They normally lose a lot of money pretty fast. When I first started out, I tried the average investor's approach and I lost a lot of money pretty fast. So I thought, I better get good at this stuff. And I decided I wanted to become an outstanding investor. One of the first things I did is I read almost 300 books on trading and investing. On stock market, forex, commodities, indices, options, I read all the books. I then attended over 30 investment training courses all around the world. And at the time, I didn't have much money. I was borrowing money to go on a lot of these training courses. I paid for a lot of these courses with my credit cards. And I thought, well, this is an investment in my future. This will pay back to me many times. I then tracked down some of the greatest living investors in the world, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And I got to learn one-to-one from literally the best investors in the world. I learned one-to-one from the guy who won the World Trading Championships. He started with $10,000, within 12 months turned it into 1.1 million. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I learned from a guy who made over $1 million profit from trading in 30 seconds, Louis Borsellino. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I'd always wanted to learn about Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. Who did I learn about Bollinger Bands from? John Bollinger, the guy who invented the indicator. Just the two of us sitting on the sofa together. Well, he showed me how to do that. That was pretty incredible. I then came back to the UK. I live in London, applied everything I'd learned. Within a few years, I was a multi-millionaire. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best stuff that I learned through that process. And I'm going to give you some really incredible strategies. So you're in for a great session today. Let's have a look. What are we going to cover? First of all, if you're interested, here's a few more of the people I learned from. That's me with Rob Hoffman. He won the World Trading Championships 3 times. I spent the afternoon learning his strategies. That's Louis Borsellino. He's the guy who made over $1 million profit in 30 seconds. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. That's John Bollinger, guy who invented Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. That's Larry Williams. He's a guy who went from 10,000 to 1.1 million in 12 months. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I also wanted to learn from anyone who'd become extremely wealthy, however they'd done it. And I'd find some of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world, and I'd learn from them. Actually, out of interest, type a yes into the question window if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Give me a yes if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let's have a look. You can see yes, 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 yes. Oh, wow, loads of yeses. Okay, cool. Loads of people read the book. Yeah, I learned Robert's strategies from him personally. I spent some time with Robert learning his strategies. I spent some time one-to-one with Richard Branson, multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in Europe. Spent some time one-to-one with him learning his strategies. So I learned from some pretty incredible people. And as I said, over the next few years, made many millions of pounds. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best stuff that I learned through that process. So let's have a look. The all-important question: how would you get good at investing? The first part is to learn some proven strategies that work. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you some proven strategies that work. Jot these down. You'll be able to use them straight away. If you want to get really good at investing, that's the hard part. Because one of the best ways to get really good really fast is find someone who's a very, very good trader and investor and get them to mentor you one-to-one. And that's what I did. I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And that probably is the best way to get really good really fast. But I say it's the hard part to do because if someone is a very, very good trader and investor, chances are they either charge a heck of a lot of money for one-to-one mentoring or they just don't offer it at all. So that is pretty hard to do. And before you ask, I do occasionally do one-to-one mentoring, but it's not cheap. I currently charge $30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. And you might say, well, how could I justify charging that amount? Because I know that what I teach the person, they can use to make far, far more than that. And a bit later on in my talk, I'll let you hear from a few of my students You'll hear the kind of incredible things they've been able to do using these strategies. But I can tell you right now, many of my students have gone on to make tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million, multi-million dollars. Some of my students have become so successful, they're now semi-famous in their own right. You may have even heard of some of these people. For example, Marcus de Maria, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. Greg Secker, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. So let's have a look. What are we going to cover today? In today's training session, this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the smart way to invest, system that I came up with after being mentored by some of the world's top traders. I'm going to give you a sector strategy, very profitable, very reliable. Most investors have no idea about it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. I'm going to show you how to correct the main investment mistakes. I'm going to give you a simple, high profit, low risk strategy, great one for beginners. Also experienced investors, that's going to be a great strategy for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. And I'll also show you how to protect your capital. And what I would say is, if you have any questions, if you could save them until the end, and then that way I can get time to cover all the strategies. And for the people who joined the webinar a little bit late, I should say, in today's training, I am going to give you proven strategies that work. I'm literally going to share with you some of the best investment techniques in the world in this session today. So you get a lot of value from this. And to save building up the suspense until the end, I'm going to tell you now, after today's training, if you want to learn more, you can. We have an online forex and stock market masterclass training course. It's 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. And it's over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, the very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's basically my life work. I've spent over 20 years finding the very best strategies, the very best techniques. I worked out that I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best stuff that I ever learned. It's an incredible training program. And I teach it in a very clear, simple way so that even complete beginners can understand. And I'm actually very proud of that training. I truly believe that it's the best online investment training program in the world. And you'll be learning the same techniques and strategies that I used to become a multimillionaire. And I've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. And it's actually that training program is the most popular investment training program in Europe. Over 10,000 people have attended our training program. And it's been the most popular for over 15 years. It won Best Investment Training Course for 3 years in a row. And as well as the online training, you also get an online one-to-one session with one of my team. And after each lesson, you get a live questions and answer session with me personally. So it's a very, very effective way to learn. If you're interested in that training, the investment for it is $4,997 with no offers and no discounts. It's not the cheapest course, but it's the best. And sometimes I'm asked, well, Darren, why do you run a training company? It takes very little of my time. I think investing is a really valuable skill that people need to know, and it's another stream of income. So it makes a lot of sense. So let me give you this first strategy. First strategy is a sector strategy. Very profitable, very reliable. Hardly anybody knows it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this strategy. It's a really great one. Oh, first of all, before I give you this first strategy, I should just say we've got people on this training from all around the world. I know a lot of you are from USA. We've got quite a few people from Canada and also from Europe, all around the world. I just wanted to check it throughout this talk today. I'm going to show quite a few examples. Some of them will be in US dollars. Some of them will be in British pounds, and some of them might even be in euros. So I'll just do the very quick conversion for you so everyone is clear on this. A pound is almost the same as a US dollar, which is almost the same as a euro. They're all pretty similar at the moment. A pound is worth a little bit more than a US dollar, but they're almost the same. So in my examples, they're all pretty similar. And wherever you live in the world, you can do these strategies. A lot of my clients live in USA, a lot of my clients are in Canada, a lot of my clients are in Europe. And I'm actually based in the UK, I'm in London. So let's have a look. First of all, and I'll just quickly just say hi to a few more people who have joined the webinar there. So I am here. This is Darren. I'm just keeping my camera off so we can focus on the slides, but I'll say hello again a bit later on in the talk. So let's carry on. This first strategy. First strategy, what influences your share price? And by the way, share, stock and share, it means the same thing. A stock is a share is a stock. So what influences your share price or your stock price? Well, certainly what happens to the whole economy will affect your stock price. What happens to the market will affect your stock price. What happens to the sector will affect your stock price. Anybody give me an example of a sector? Just type it into the questions window. Anyone give me an example of a sector? Type it in if you know what a sector is. Any examples? Yeah, tech. Ron saying tech. Any other examples? Sectors? Retail? Tech again, transportation, commodities, pharmaceutical, financial. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you're getting it. Those are people typing in sectors there. So a sector, big group of similar companies. Yeah, and then within the sector, we have the smaller bits, which we call industries. So for example, we've got the great big technology sector. Within it, we've got the computer software industry, computer hardware industry. We've got the smaller bits. And then we have the company itself. The question is, how much influence does the market sector industry have over what happens to your company's stock price? And the answer is a lot. About 80% of what happens to your company's stock price is dependent on the market sector industry that's in. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to give you a strategy that uses this principle to generate some pretty incredible returns. So let's have a look at this. The economic cycle, two main stages. You can tell me what they are. Two main stages are boom and, okay, I kind of gave it away there, boom and bust. Or sometimes we call it expansion contraction, which is just a fancy name for the same thing. It's useful to break this into 5 stages. We break the boom stage into 3 bits: early expansion, middle expansion, late expansion. We break the bust bit into 2 bits: early contraction, late contraction. Now, how can we use this to make a lot of money investing? This is how. Certain types of company tend to do very well at certain stages in the economy. For example, technology companies, their stocks tend to do very well at early expansion. At early contraction, healthcare companies, they tend to do very well. So if we know what stage of the economy we're coming into, we can buy the right types of stocks and shares, the ones that are supposed to do well at that stage. Now, let me just check everyone's following along so far. This is going to be the interactive part of my talk. So you're going to need to hear an answer from everybody for this. If you could type into the questions window, if we were coming into early expansion, what types of shares do we want to buy? Type into the questions window, what types of shares do we want to buy? Stocks and shares at early expansion. What types of company? You haven't seen tech, Apple, Google, Facebook, technology. Yeah, okay, excellent, you got it. If we were just coming into early contraction, what types of company do we want to buy? Type into the questions window. What types of company? We want to buy, yeah, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, health, yeah. A few companies there. Yeah, absolutely, healthcare, we want to be buying. So, you've got it. What I'm going to do is, before I give you the strategy, I'm going to tell you which companies do well at each of these stages. So, at each of the 5 stages, which types of companies should I invest in? At early expansion, capital goods shares tend to do very well, and technology and transportation. At middle expansion, capital goods shares still tend to do very well. Late expansion, energy shares, basic materials, and consumer staple. Anybody type in the questions window, what type of thing is consumer staple? Anybody know? Consumer staple, type it in if you know what it is. And so you get food, wheat, groceries, supermarkets. Yeah, that's consumer staple. Consumer staple, things that we use all the time. So it's going to be things like food, cosmetics, healthcare, alcohol, tobacco, they're all consumer staple. And then early contraction, consumer staple do well in utilities. Anyone in the questions window, what's utilities? Anybody? Utilities? I'm seeing electric, gas, water, electric. Yeah, excellent, good, you got it. And then late contraction, financial, consumer, cyclical do very well. So we know if we're coming into the right stage, we're going to buy, if we're coming into a certain stage, we're going to buy the right types of companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So the all important question is, well, two questions. One is, where are we now? And an even more important question is, how do we know when we're coming into a new stage? Because if you know how to do this, you can do it all the time. Now, there are 3 main steps to doing this. I'm going to give you the first one now, because it's a quick, rough way to do it. It'll be enough to get you started so you can start making money using this. If you go to the Financial Times website, the FT website, or you can buy a copy of the Financial Times newspaper, there's a section in there called Leaders and Laggards that looks like this. And it lists all of the sectors. At the top of the list, of the sectors have gone up the most. Bottom of the list, sectors have gone down the most. And what you do is you look at about the top 10 or 12 sectors and you say which types of sector have been doing the best. And in this example, we had health, personal care, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, food, and drug retail. They're all what we call consumer staple. We then had water, gas, utilities. They're all what we call utilities. So consumer staple utilities were doing very well. Consumer staple utilities doing very well. Whereabouts were we? Early contraction. Yes, exactly where we were. Took about 5 seconds looking at the FT to work that out. I'll give you another way to do this. If you go to this website, marketwatch.com, there's a free tool on there called a sector heat map, which looks like this. Each of these big rectangles with a thick white outline is a sector. So we've got the energy sector, financial sector, healthcare, consumer cyclical, technology sector. Each of the smaller rectangles is a company. The brighter green the rectangle, the more the company's stock price has gone up. The brighter red the rectangle, the more the company's stock price has gone down. Now, we use this in quite a sophisticated way. We say to ourselves, which of the sectors is greenest? That's it. Which of the sectors is greenest? So in this example, nearly all the squares in consumer cyclical are green. Half of technology is taken off in a really big way. Consumer cyclical, half of technology. Whereabouts were we? Consumer cyclical, half of technology. We were swapping over between these 2 stages. So what types of company would you want to buy? Capital goods, technology, transportation, because it's supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'm going to show you a real example of the kind of huge profits you can make using this strategy. As a real example, we did this research a couple of years ago. We found out we were just coming into the early contraction stage of the economy. It was very obvious. Everything was saying just coming into early contraction. And if you do all 3 steps, you get very good at the timing. So you can get in just at the start of the stage, you can get out just at the end of the stage. So we found out we were coming into early contraction. We found out what are the sectors that are supposed to do well at that stage. Consumer staple utilities supposed to do well. We then found out what are the industries within those sectors, the smaller bits. So within consumer staple, we have hospital management companies, beverage companies, tobacco, cosmetics, etc. In utilities, we have electric companies, natural gas, water, etc. So we found out we're coming into this stage. We found out the types of industry that are supposed to do well at this stage. What are we going to do next? We're going to buy stocks and shares in these types of company because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'll show you a real example what happened next. Rather than show you individual companies, I'm going to show you what happened to these whole industries on average. So you can see what happened to every company within the industry on average. So for example, hospital management companies were supposed to do well. Red line is the market plummeting. Blue line, hospital management companies went up over 100% profit in a year. On average, it was supposed to do that, yeah? So that means if you picked a random company in the right industry, you made 100% profit in a year. It was supposed to do that, no surprise. Let's look at another one. Electric company, supposed to do well. Market goes down, electric industry went up over 70% profit in a year on average. It was supposed to do that. Beverages, supposed to do well. Beverages went up over 50% profit in a year on average. Natural gas, supposed to do well. Natural gas went up over 60% profit in a year on average. Tobacco, supposed to do well. Tobacco went up 140% profit in a year on average. That's how much you made if you closed your eyes and picked a random company in the right industry. Now, do we just want to close our eyes and make 140% return in a year? Well, yes, but that's how much you made if you picked a random company in the right industry. Yeah, what could we do instead? We could pick a good company in a good industry. Good company, good industry, 475% profit in a year, 500% profit in a year. When I learned this stuff, it totally turned my investing around. Where'd you learn about this? I've read over 300 books on investing. I didn't learn it in any of those. I've attended over 30 investment training courses. I didn't learn it on any of those. I learned this after being mentored one-to-one by some of the world's top investors. They were using this stuff. Most people have no idea about this. If you're a complete beginner, you now have a massive advantage over most people. If you're already investing, you've got to start using this. It's so powerful. Now, in this example, I put there $2,000 would have become $12,000 in a year. $10,000 profit for 45 minutes work. Let me just check before we continue. Give me a yes in the question window if you would like $10,000 for 45 minutes work. Give me a big yes. Okay, good. Seeing a few yeses there. Excellent, good. Because you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. Now, in this example here, 500% profit in a year. In reality, would the return be quite that big? Well, no, probably not quite. You might miss the start of the stage. You might miss the end of the stage. What if you only made 200% return in a year? Would that still be okay? Yes or no? For sure, yeah. Now, real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? 500% return in a year? Well, yeah, of course they do. Here's some of our course graduates. 500% profit in a year. I attended the course over a year ago. I started with $2,000. I now have well over $10,000 profit using what I was teaching you just there, with a couple of extra steps he learned on the training program. Another of our course graduates, $3,000 to $47,000 in 9 weeks. Between a period of 8 to 9 weeks, I made my $3,000 initial investment grow to $47,000 using what I was teaching you just there, with a couple of extra steps he learned on the training. Another of our course graduates, 242% profit in 8 months, just using these strategies. Now, I'm going to give you another strategy. Very profitable, also very simple. First of all, I have a question for you. Type a yes into the questions window if you are feeling lucky today. Give me a yes if you're feeling lucky today. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yeses there. Okay, excellent. If you're feeling lucky, type yes in the question window. So what I'm going to do is, a lot of people saying they're lucky. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this training today, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get my trading watch list for free. Now, what is this? This is the list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. And I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. Now, I put their value $5,000. I currently have 43 people who've paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying me $5,000 to get my watch list? Because a lot of them just copy my trades and do a lot better than that. What I'm going to do is, for one of you, before the end of this talk, I'm going to send you my watch list each week for 12 weeks, my watch list of US stocks and shares, of UK stocks and shares, and forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. Now, as I said, currently got 43 people pay me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do they think it's worth paying me that amount? There's really two main reasons. First one is, by watching what I'm looking to trade each week, that's a great way to learn. And you can start to get pretty good pretty fast by doing that. The second reason is, what quite a few of these people are doing, as I said, is just copying my trades. Like this guy, for example, $8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. I use trades from Darren's watch list. I'm up $8,000 on a pot of 10,000 in 4 months. He's pretty much just copying my trades. So even if you know nothing about investing, you could make a lot of money using that. Well worth the $5,000, but I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. So let's talk about the rules now, the investing rules. Actually, first of all, I have a question for you. How much money is there in the stock markets? If you know the answer, type into the questions window. How much money is there in the stock markets? Okay, I'm seeing billions, trillions, 4 billion, trillions. Okay, I'll tell you how much. There is enough for all of us, that's for sure. If you take into account the main American stock markets, that's $10 trillion. That's without even including the forex markets. Let me check before we continue. Give me a yes in the question window if you would like a share of $10 trillion. Give me a big yes. Okay, good. A lot of yeses there. It would be a short presentation otherwise. Now, the markets are a bit like a big bank safe. All the money's there, but most people don't know the correct combination code or sequence of steps to get the money out of the markets. I've now been, well, first of all, let's say you were standing in front of the bank safe, the safe door is closed, someone says you can have all the money out of the safe if you can get it out. And here's the combination code. Is that easy? Yes or no? Yeah, it's pretty easy if you've got the combination code. What about if you don't have the combination code? Is that a bit trickier? Yeah, it's a bit trickier. Most people don't know the correct combination code to get the money out of the markets. I've now been investing for over 20 years. The first couple of years I spent learning the combination code. I worked out that I spent over $100,000 of my money learning the combination code to get the money out of the markets. As I said, I went off around the world. I found some of the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And some of these people, I had to pay a lot of money. One guy, I paid $20,000 for him to teach me for 4 hours a month. So for $20,000, I got 1 hour a week on the telephone. Now, who thinks that was a good deal? $20,000 for an hour a week on the telephone? Well, depends what I learned. I can tell you, using what he taught me, over the next few years, I made several $100,000. So was it a good deal? Well, yeah, of course. Any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth me paying that guy $20,000 to teach me. Now, we're going to cover the first part of the combination code. There are 6 main mistakes that traders and investors make. And I discovered that this is the combination code. The combination code is once you correct these 6 mistakes, you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. And the first mistake people make is not using the correct investment indicators. Now, for beginners, what is an investment indicator? It's something which is related to the price that we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. Actually, let's do a non-investing example. Let's say time of day. Time of day is an indicator for how much traffic is on the roads. If it's 8:30 Monday morning in a busy city, is there going to be a lot of traffic on the roads? 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, sure. What about if it's 11:30 Monday morning? Is there likely to be less traffic on the roads? Yeah. So time of day is an indicator for how much traffic is on the roads. An investment indicator, something related to the price, we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. So in this example, we got the price on the top here, this kind of black wiggly line there. We got the indicator here, this black wiggly line there. The way we use this indicator, by the way, this indicator is called RSI. This indicator is called RSI. The way we use it is when the indicator crosses above the red line, that tells us to buy. So just here, black indicator line crosses above the red line, tells us to buy. When the black indicator line crosses below the red line, tells us to sell. So we'd sell just that. And that's a real example. You would have made a nice profit on that one. So we'll look at another one. The indicator line crosses above the red line, tells us to buy. Crosses below the red line, tells us to sell. Another real example, would have made a nice profit on that one. Let's do one more. Indicator line crosses above the red line, so it tells us to buy. And it hasn't crossed back below the red line, so we're still in the trade. Yeah, still making money on that one. Fairly easy so far. Okay, good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a quick test. Type into the questions window the letter B when we should buy. So type in letter B when we should buy. Yep, you got it. I can see loads of people typing in B, buy, 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 buy. Okay, yeah, cool, just there. We're going to buy, as soon as it crosses above the red line, we're going to buy just there. And now, as soon as we should sell, type in the word sell or type in S. As soon as we should sell. No, it's still in the trade. Yeah, it's still going up. It hasn't crossed back below the red line, so we're still making money on that one. Okay, let's do another one. Type letter B when we should buy. Now, a couple of people typed in B, not quite. It's actually got to go above the red line. Yeah, it's very close, but it's got to go above. Yeah, you got it. Loads of people. Buy, 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 B, B, B. Okay, cool. You got it. Yeah. And now type in sell as soon as we should sell. Yeah, you got it. Loads of people typing sell, 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 sell. Okay, cool. You got it. Just there. Excellent. Good. So as soon as it crosses below, we're going to sell. Again, another real example. You would have made a nice profit on that one. Yeah. Now, was that fairly easy to learn? Yeah, that was pretty easy to learn. There are 4 other main indicators that I use. They're all just as simple to learn. This stuff is easy. Now, you might be thinking, well, if it's this easy, why doesn't everybody do it? Because most people don't know the correct combination code. They don't know what indicators to use. They don't know what settings to use. They don't know this stuff. Once you know it is easy, anyone can do it. Now, of course, you've got to do the practice so you get good, but it's easy to learn this stuff. Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you another strategy. A very profitable strategy, also a very simple one, really good one for beginners. Before I give you that strategy, I have another question for you. Give me a yes in the questions window if you are feeling really lucky today. Give me a yes if you're feeling really lucky. Yeah, I see. Yes, 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 me. Yes, yes. Okay, excellent, good. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this training today, I'm going to give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free. And that will be for you and a guest. Now, at the moment, due to the whole corona restrictions, we can't run the events, but I'm sure we'll be able to fairly soon. And as soon as we can, we'll hold another 3-day live event, probably towards the end of this year. And I'm going to give one of you the chance for you and a guest to attend that for free. It's normally $5,000. Many, many people have already bought 2 tickets from us for $5,000. They were very glad they did. It's well worth it. And it's an incredible training course. The first half day is for complete beginners, getting you up to speed, checking you know exactly what to do, checking you know how to get started. And then the next 2.5 days, we do the strategies, you see examples, we get you to do practical exercises. Really is a great training program. We've actually won many awards for the best investment training program. And what I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free. As I said, many people have already bought this from us for $5,000. They were very glad they did, but I'll give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. Now, we just covered the first part of the combination code, which is indicators. There are 5 other parts to the combination code. They're all just as simple to learn. Once you know all 6 parts of the combination code, what happens to the safe door? It opens, and you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. Now, I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, for me to master the combination code, it cost me over $100,000 of my money. It cost me several years of my life. But once I knew it was easy, anyone could do it. And I thought, what would be the best way to teach other people the combination code so they can master it in the quickest, easiest way possible? And I thought the best way to do this is, I'll get a lot of people to send me in trades. I'll analyze their trades. I'll record some videos. And on those videos, I'll point out anywhere where they made one of these 6 main mistakes. And I'll tell them exactly how to correct it on the video. I'll show them how to do it right the next time. And I thought, if I point out these 6 mistakes enough times and people watch the videos, they'll know exactly how to do this. And I thought, in order to point out the 6 mistakes enough times, I probably need about 24 trades to look through. And I thought, if I do the project properly, I can probably record 4 trade analysis videos a day. Because I've got to look at the person's trade, see where they made one of these mistakes, tell them how to correct it, record the video. I thought I can probably do 4 videos a day. 24 trades, 4 videos a day. The project would take me 6 days to complete. Now, I mentioned earlier, I currently charge $30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. So I thought, if I just did one mentoring session a day for 6 days, That's $180,000. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I thought, if I spend the 6 days producing this product, is anyone going to pay me $180,000 for it? And I thought, well, I don't know. And I produced it anyway. I produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos, basically the combination code to getting consistent big money from the markets. And I told all my clients about it. I said, look, I just produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos. I said, you watch this, you're going to know exactly how to do it. And I told them how much I thought it was worth. I said, I spent over $100,000 of my money learning this stuff. 6 days of my time is worth about $180,000. I said, I reckon this product is worth several $100,000. I said, make me an offer. One small group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. I'll show you what they got for their money. They got the 24 trade analysis videos on 8 memory sticks. They got one group mentoring session with me, and they got a couple of other training videos. But the main thing they were after were these 24 trade analysis videos. Now, a couple of months later, another small group of investors also heard about this product, and they heard about the results the first group were getting. A second group of investors paid me $130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. They got the same thing as the first group. But what I thought is, for this second group, I thought, they obviously know the value of these 24 videos. I know the value of these 24 videos. I thought it doesn't really do it justice, me giving them their 24 trade analysis videos on 8 plastic multicolored memory sticks. I thought, for this second group, I'm going to do something even better. And what I did is, for the second group, I gave them their 24 trade analysis videos on a 24 karat gold plated memory stick. I thought, that's more like it. That shows the real value of what they're getting. And I worked out how much they paid for those 24 videos. As I said, a group mentoring or a one-to-one mentoring session with me, I currently charge $30,000. So they basically paid $100,000 to get hold of those 24 videos. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's a lot of money to pay for just 24 videos. The question is, was it worth it? I can tell you right now, from the early feedback from the group, I'm guessing they've already made more than $1 million using what they learned on those videos. Within 4 weeks, one of the group made over $50,000 profit. Within 8 weeks, another group made over $100,000 profit. That was $150,000 profit in their first 8 weeks. In total, they paid me $130,000, so they were already up within 8 weeks. As I said earlier, any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, is how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth those guys paying me well over $100,000 to get hold of those videos. I kept one of these for myself. I thought, this is so valuable, I want to keep one for myself. And I have it on my desk here. Let me just, if I switch the camera on, I'll see if you can see this. Let's have a go. So this is, yeah, there you go. So this is the 24 trade analysis videos on the 24 karat gold plated memory stick. 2 small groups of investors paid me over $100,000 each to get hold of this. I mean, the real value is what's on there, which is the strategies of how to get consistent big money from the markets. I'll keep that one very safe. Now, I'm going to teach you another strategy. And this next strategy, very simple. It's a very good one for beginners or experienced traders, just very, very profitable strategy that's simple to do. So let me give you this strategy. Actually, first of all, before I give you that strategy, we've been sitting here for a while without moving much. Let's just do a quick stretch, and I'll do this with you as well. So quick stretch to the left, quick stretch. Oh, it's good. And quick stretch to the right. Oh, feels good. And let's roll the shoulders back. Oh, feels good. And roll the shoulders forwards. And let's go head to the left. Oh, and head to the right. And head forwards. Oh, feels good. And deep breath in and out. And in and out. Okay, you ready for this? Next strategy. Here we go. That feels better. So I'm going to switch my camera off again just so you can focus on the screen. So let me just switch that off a second, and then I can see the full screen as well. So this next strategy, I was invited to give a talk at an investment conference in London early part of last year. I think it was January last year. big investment conference. They asked me if I'd come and give a talk, and I said sure. And I was sitting at the back of the room, and there was about 2 hours before I was going to be on stage, and I didn't really have anything to do. So what I did is I got out my phone and I traded the strategy that I'm about to teach you. And whilst I was sitting at the back of the room trading the strategy that I'm about to teach you, in 2 hours, I made $15,000 profit. That was just while I was waiting to go on stage. And I actually took a screenshot of my phone. I should have it here. I'll just show you. Yeah, there you go. You can see. So that was last year, start of last year. I was sitting at the back of the room at an investment conference, and I did 3 trades, £4,000, £4,000, £4,000, which is just over $15,000. That was in just a couple of hours. And I'm going to teach you that strategy in just a second. In order to do those size of trades, you would have needed to have about $30,000 in your account. And you might say, well, I don't have $30,000. Okay, fine. What if you had $3,000? You would have made $1,500 in a couple of hours. Yeah, pretty good. Now, I'll also, there's another strategy that I use, which I call my summer holiday strategy. And I call it my summer holiday strategy because I used it to pay for my summer vacations. And I thought I'd show you my trading statements from that strategy. So you can see this is last year, start of the summer last year. This is the first week of June. And that first week of June, this is actually my trading statement there. First week of June, I did 13 trades. I got 12 out of 13 correct. The 13th was break even. You can see 0 there. That was 45 minutes work. For 1 week, 45 minutes work. I made £97,000 profit, which is $124,000. That was in 1 week. I then went on holiday I went on vacation for a month. Took a month's vacation, went to Portugal. I had a beautiful villa in Portugal. I also went to Italy. I went to Fregene, hired a beautiful villa by the beach in Fregene, had a wonderful month's vacation. I then came back to the UK. I did another week's trading. You can see the date there. That's the first week of July. So that's when I got back. I did another week's trading. There's my trades. I did 14 trades. I got 14 out of 14 correct. Total work, 45 minutes. That week, I made $365,000 profit. Took my total for those 2 weeks up to $489,000. I then went on vacation for another month. I went to Italy. I went to Bodrum, stayed in the best 5-star hotel. I had the best suite. Took my family with me. There's my son lying by the pool there. I also went to Marbella in Spain. Had a wonderful time there. Great vacation. Came back to the UK. Did another week's trading. That's the trading statement from my phone. I did 6 trades. I got 6 out of 6 correct. Total work, 30 minutes. That week, I made $135,000 profit. Took my total for those 3 weeks up to $624,000. Now, you might be thinking, well, Darren, that's okay for you. You're good at this. What about someone else? I taught one of my team how to do this strategy just before I went on holiday. He'd never done it before. Just before I went on vacation, I taught him how to do this strategy. Taught him for about 2 hours. 1 week later, he sent me this WhatsApp message. First week's results, 30 out of 30 wins. 4 days trading, $1,700 profit. He'd never done the strategy before. Took me 2 hours to teach him how to do it. Anyone can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, let me teach you this first one. This is what we call a channeling strategy. Quite often prices will bounce up and down in a very regular, uniform way. When they do that, we call it channeling. And what happens is when the price reaches this invisible level here we call support, it tends to bounce and go up. When it hits this invisible level here we call resistance, it tends to bounce and come down. And if you saw the price doing that kind of pattern, when would you want to buy it? You'd buy it when it's close to, type into the questions window, when would you want to buy it? You're going to buy it when it's close to, you can see support, support, support. Yeah, okay, cool, you got it. Yeah, you're going to buy it when it's close to support, here somewhere. When would you sell it? You're going to sell it when it's close to, type into the question window, when do we want to sell it? Yeah, when it's close to resistance, up here somewhere. Yeah. Now, right now in America, there are loads of stocks, loads of companies doing this channeling pattern. There always are. All over the world, whatever country you live in, there's always stocks and shares doing this channeling pattern. Let me show you a few examples. This is a forex example: Australian dollar, US dollar, bouncing up and down. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, which was a nice trade. Anybody heard of this little company? Yeah, it's Microsoft doing a channel. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and make money as it comes down. On the training course, you learn how to make money as it comes down as well. Just as easy to do. If you traded that channel, 150% profit in a year. Another example, a nice channel there. So what do? You buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. That one's 70% profit in 5 months. Another channel, another company doing a channel there, 60% profit in 6 months trading that one. This one, 140% return in 7 months if you traded that channel. $2,000 would have become almost $5,000 trading that one. Now, 140% in 7 months, that's pretty good. Sometimes I trade channels that do even better than that. Here's a channel I traded a while ago. Each of these bounces was about 50% profit. This one did 180% profit in a month. 2,000 would have become over 5,000 in a month if you traded that one. Now, I hope you're thinking a couple of things. One of them is, well, this channeling stuff looks very easy. It looks very profitable, and I want to do it. I hope you are thinking that, because it is. But I also hope you're thinking something else, and that is, well, I bet as soon as I buy it, what happens? It goes down and stops channeling. Could that happen? Well, yeah, of course it could. So I'm going to give you an excellent way to protect yourself from that happening. If you want to write this down, this is what I do. I use an indicator called ROC, and you'll find it on any of the big free financial websites. And I use a 14-day setting. And what I do is I get the computer to draw the indicator for me. And if the indicator makes a lower bottom than the one before, you don't do the trade. And that will protect you in about 80 to 90% of the cases. This then becomes a highly profitable, highly reliable strategy. Now, again, real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? Well, yeah, of course they do. Another of our course graduates, $6,000 profit with channeling. From an initial stake of $1,000, I generated a return of $6,000 over 2 months. Technique I was using was channeling along with your recommended indicator. So this guy started with $1,000, did channeling, 2 months later, $6,000 profit. Now, if you started with $1,000 today, and in 2 months' time you made $6,000 profit, would you be fairly happy with that? Yeah, it's a pretty good return. And you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. Now, in a couple of minutes' time, I'm going to share with you what is probably the most important thing you will ever learn in trading and investing. I'm going to give you that in just a couple of minutes' time. I would say it's the #1 most important thing you'll ever learn in trading and investing. And I would say if it's the only thing you learned from being on this training today, it would have been worth you attending the training. I'll give you that in just a couple of minutes' time. First of all, I thought it might be a good idea to let you hear from a few of our course graduates. I'm going to play a very short video now. Some of our course graduates. What I think I'll do is I'll just play maybe the first 10 seconds, and then I'll pause the video and I'll just kind of summarize for you. But have a look at this video. Some of our course graduates, as I said, I'll play 10 seconds of it and then I'll kind of pause it and I'll summarize.
I'm Martin Bristow. I started off with £4,000. I've doubled that, in fact, more than doubled that in 2 years. I've made £8,000 profit.
I'm Nicholas Nevins. I've been trading CFD for the last 2 months. I started with an initial capital of 14,000, and within 3 months, I nearly doubled that into 28,000.
Okay, I'll pause it there. Just I can summarize it a bit quicker. What I want to do really is just show you that we've got clients from all different backgrounds, from all different jobs, from all different careers, and starting with all different amounts of capital. And I'll just very quickly kind of summarize for you as we go through here. So this guy, a student, so he was just studying, and you can see he started with £4,000, which is, I mean, pound is almost the same as a dollar. It's a little bit more, so it'd be kind of $5,000. £4,000 turned it into 12,000 in 2 years. 200% return, pretty good return. This guy is an accountant, started with 14,000, turned into 28,000 in 3 months. I taught him a strategy for growing an account very quickly. and that was a great return. This guy, another student, he was studying, started with a very small account, £250, that's like $300, turned it to 1,500 in 3 months. I showed him how to grow a very small amount of money fast. I gave him a particular strategy for doing that. This guy, a dentist, 2,000 to 10,000 in 3 months, great return. This lady, housewife, and she was a part-time vet, made 30% profit on her trades. This guy, 88 successful trades out of 94. I taught him a very reliable strategy and he got good at it. Great result there. This guy, 30% return on his trades. This lady, 2,000 profit in a day. So it's like $2,500 in a day. She goes on to say she did even better than that going forwards. This guy, 11,000 to 36,000 in 1 year, which is great return. This guy, 12,000 profit. He started with 5,000, made 12,000 profit in a year. This guy, you saw him on one of the slides, designer, 3,000 to 47,000 in 9 weeks, which is a fantastic return. This guy started with 5,000, paid off 30,000 of debt, and made enough money to cover his mortgage payments every month, and made enough money to go on 3 very good vacations every year. Now, by the way, that video, it's on our website. If you want to see the full video, those people did those things, the real people. I just want to show you that we got people from all different backgrounds, but also nearly everybody you saw there was a complete beginner before they did our training course, knew nothing about investing. But it's a bit like if you want to make a cake, if you have the recipe and you follow the steps, you can make the cake. With investing, even if you know nothing about investing, if you're given a proven strategy that works and you follow the steps, you can get the same results if you're given the right strategies. Yeah. And on the training course, you're going to learn exactly the same strategies that we taught these people. And this was how I was able to work with a group of 10, 11-year-old children and have them making money within a couple of hours. Because what I said to them is, I said, look, here's a proven strategy that works. I said, just follow the steps. And they just followed the steps, started getting results very quickly. So really, anyone can do this. Now, let me give you this technique. As I said, this is probably the most important thing you will ever learn in trading and investing. I'd say it's the #1 most important thing. And that's this. You've got to let your profits run and cut your losses short. What do most investors do? Most investors do the exact opposite. I'm going to show you how to do this the right way around. In this example, price went up, came down, bounced once, bounced twice at about the same level. If the price bounced at the same level twice, we call this a double bottom chart pattern. It's very simple, very basic chart pattern. And it means that the price is now more likely to go up than go down. So just here, this is actually a good place to buy. This is a very sensible place to buy. And as soon as you buy, you're going to place a sell stop below this price bottom. Now, for beginners, what is a sell stop? It's an automatic order to get us out of the trade if the price drops down to that level. So if the price drops down to this level, it's going to be sold automatically. Now, anyone in the questions window, type in, why do we use a sell stop? Anyone know the answer? Why do we use a sell stop? Type it into the questions window. So why do we use a sell stop? And I'm seeing to protect your capital, limit losses, protect capital, minimize risk, cut losses. Yeah, absolutely, you got it. So what we're going to do is we place our sell stop here. As the price goes up, as soon as we get another price bottom, we cancel this sell stop, we move it up to there. Price goes up, we get another price bottom, we cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom, we cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. Each new bottom, we move the stop up. Now, what's the biggest loss we can make on that trade? Biggest loss is we buy it, it drops to our sell stop, it's sold automatically, we have a limited loss. What's the biggest profit we can make on that trade? Type it into the questions window. What's the biggest profit? Anybody know? Biggest profit is, type it in. Yeah, unlimited. Unlimited profit, limited loss. That's how you've got to be investing. Most people have absolutely no idea about this. Whether you're, now, if you're a beginner, you now have a massive advantage over most people. If you're already investing, you've got to be using this. Whether you want to do day trading, long-term investing, stocks and shares, commodities, indices, options, you've got to be using something like this. It's just so important. Now, Let's talk about the trading psychology and the kind of wealth mindset. Occasionally, when I talk about wealth mindset, someone will say to me, I don't care about the wealth psychology. Just teach me the strategies. They're usually the people that don't do very well. Yeah, you've got to get the right wealth mindset. So I'm going to teach you a couple of the most important bits on this. First of all, trading emotions, overcoming fear and greed. Now, actually, there's not much writing on these slides. Let me switch the camera back on for this. So two main trading emotions are fear and greed. And I'm going to give you a couple of really good ways to overcome these. First of all, make your trading decisions out of hours when the markets are closed. So in the evening or the weekend, because if you make your trading decisions out of hours, you'll make far more sensible, far more profitable decisions. Because what happens is when the markets are open and the prices are moving up and down like this, it tends to be very emotional. And if you want to make calmer, smarter, more profitable decisions, make your trading decisions out of hours, evenings, weekends. Now, of course, if you want to do day trading, that's absolutely fine. But first of all, get good at making your investment decisions out of hours. And also, a good way to overcome the fear and greed is what we already talked about, which is using sell stops. So place this first sell stop you place, and that's to protect your capital. And then you move your stop up, locking in more and more profit as you go. Yeah, that's a really good way to overcome the fear and greed by using these sell stops. Now, this next point, I would say it's just a really good wealth belief to have. And that is, the more you give, the more you get. A lot of religions talk about this. I just think it's a really good attitude to have in life. It's a great feeling to make a lot of money fast. But I would say it's an even better feeling to then be able to use some of that money to help people less fortunate than yourself. And over the years, I've been involved in all kinds of charity projects. I really think one of the most fulfilling things in life is to be in a position where you can help other people. And I'm sure a lot of you have already had that experience. So something I did is, once I started to get very good at trading and investing, I thought, how can I use these skills to help other people as well as myself? And one of the things I do now is I run what I call charity live trading events. And what happens is we all get together. I trade my money for real in front of everybody, and they basically copy my trades. We spend the whole day trading together. We make a whole load of money. And then at the end of the day, we give 100% of the money from the event to charity. And we choose a different charity each time. The last charity live trading day that we ran, we were raising money for SOS Children's Villages, which is a fantastic children's charity. They do work all around the world, and they really help kids that need the most help, and they do an incredible job. So I felt very privileged to be able to help out there. And we spent the day trading together. I was trading my real money in front of everybody. Everyone was kind of copying my trades. We spent the whole day trading, making a whole load of money. And at the end of the day, we gave 100% of the money from the event to the charity. This is the great thing. Once you get good at this, you can make yourself a lot of money, but you can also help a lot of other people. So if you've got something which is you really believe in, something that's close to your heart, maybe it's a charity you want to support, or maybe just you've got a family member or relative you want to be able to help out financially, what a great way to do it, yeah? To master these strategies so you have more than enough money so you can help other people as well. Now, this next point, there's been quite a few research projects done that have found that this is one of the biggest influences on how wealthy and successful people become. And that is who you surround yourself with. Oops, there you go, who you surround yourself with. You've got to surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you to do things. And I mean, a good example in my life that totally changed my life, about 20 years ago, I attended a training course by a guy called Tony Robbins. Now, actually, out of interest, type a yes into the questions box if you've heard of Tony Robbins. Give me a yes if you've heard of Tony Robbins. Okay, loads of people. Okay, cool. Yes, loads of yeses going by there. Okay, excellent. For those of you who haven't heard of Tony Robbins, how do we describe Tony to them in 1 or 2 words? Anyone? Give me a 1 or 2 word description of Tony. And I'm seeing one or two word description of Tony. I'm seeing great, inspirational, motivational, awesome, loud, someone said, large. Yeah, he's a big guy. And yeah, he's just, I think he describes himself as the world's #1 life coach. His clients are people like presidents of countries, top athletes. Yeah, it's good stuff what he teaches. And I attended his training course about 20 years ago with someone who used to be a friend back then. And what happened is, partway through the course, Tony told us about all the other training courses that he runs, as people do on these courses. And one of the courses he told us about was Life Mastery, which was 10 days in Hawaii, where he's going to teach us about health, wealth, relationships, all kinds of great topics. And the ticket for the course was $10,000. And Tony said it was the last course he was ever going to teach in that format in Hawaii. And it sounded amazing. And I said to my friend, I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place on that course. And my friend said to me, he said, you should think about it a bit more. And he said, you can't really afford to do it anyway. And he said in his talk, and it was a bit salesy. And he said, it's probably not the last one he's going to do anyway. And what if it's not as good as he says it is? And he started giving me all his excuses as to why he didn't want to do it. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, I'm not interested in your excuses. I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place. And in the break, I went and booked a place, $10,000 Life Mastery. At the time, I was $40,000 in debt. I paid for it on a couple of credit cards. And I thought, well, unless I take some kind of decisive action, my life is probably not going to change. If I just keep doing the same things, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And I thought, once I've paid for this, I'll find a way. Somehow I'm going to make this work. And I went on that course, and it was an incredible course. Actually, out of interest, anyone been on Life Mastery? Give me a yes in the questions window if you've been on Life Mastery. And, oh yeah, okay, excellent. Somebody's saying yes, they have. Oh, a couple of people. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I mean, it was an incredible course. I believe a big part of why I went from $50,000 of debt to making over $1 million within 3 years was because of what Tony taught us on that course. Because he taught us how to model people, how to learn their strategies. And then I went off around the world. I found the world's top traders, top investors, and I did what Tony said. I modeled them. I learned their strategies. I came back to the UK. My life started to improve rapidly. My friend saw what was happening, and he said, wow, he said, that must have been an amazing course. And I said, yeah. I said, it was incredible. He said, I'm going to book a place. And he called their office and he said, I want to do that Life Mastery with Tony in Hawaii. They said, Tony is never going to do that same format course again in Hawaii. He never did. I was just so glad I didn't let my friend hold me back. Now, I know sometimes it can be tough because sometimes it's your partner that's holding you back. But if something feels right, you've got to go for it. That's how your life moves ahead. And back then, my friend had a normal job doing something he doesn't really like. Guess what he's doing now? The same job he doesn't really like. And what I found in life is, I'm sure you found the same thing, it just comes down to 1 or 2 decisions that change the whole direction of your life. And for me, going on that training course totally changed my life, which is the great thing about life. One decision can massively improve everything. That's all it takes. Now, this last point of my talk, and actually I'm going to show you a chart as well. So I'll switch my camera off for a second so you can see this and I can see the full screen. So to use the power of compound returns, you've got to use the power of compound returns. Most people have at least heard of a compound return. Give me a quick yes in the questions window if you've heard of a compound return. Quick yes in the question window if you've heard of a compound return. Oops. And yes, 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 yes. Okay, loads of yeses. Okay, cool. Yeah, excellent. Now, what does it mean, a compound return? It means making money using the money you've already made, reinvesting the profits. What a lot of investors do is they try and make big money fast, which is fine. But the real secret to building huge wealth is getting consistency. Because once you can get consistent monthly returns, you can start with even a small amount of capital and you can grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build huge wealth. Now, let me, because once you're getting these monthly returns, these consistent monthly returns, this is how your money grows. It starts growing gradually at first, it then accelerates massively. Now, I'm going to show you one last video of my talk, very short video. I think I'll just play the first 10 seconds of it. It's one of our course graduates after we showed him how to get consistency. because I want you to see how your money can grow once you get consistent returns. Now, I should say, just to be totally open with you, this guy didn't just do our training course. He was actually trained by me personally. And as you already know, to be trained by me personally, one of the only few ways to do that now is through the one-to-one mentoring. So I know for quite a few of you, maybe that's not an option, but I still want you to see this video so you can see how your money grows once you get this consistency. So have a look at this. As I said, I'll play maybe the first 10 seconds and then I'll pause the video and I'll kind of summarize. So have a look at this.
What was your starting capital? My starting capital was £5,000. Okay, and then using what you learned on the course, strategies, the techniques, how much did you make profit from trading? I think over a period of time, over a whole period of time, probably about £500,000. So about £500,000. I was thinking, actually, that's kind of an underestimate. Okay.
So I'll pause it there. He basically says, he started with £500, so that's a bit over $5,000. Sorry, £5,000, $5,000, and he made $500,000 using the strategies I taught him. Now the thing is, and he then goes on to say, well, actually that was an underestimate because I saved my money in the crash. I also made enough money using the strategies to buy a house in the south of France for cash. Again, his full video is on our website. If you want to watch the whole thing, you'll hear it in his words. But what I did is I taught him a couple of very simple strategies and I showed him how to get consistency. Because once you get consistent monthly returns, you can start with even a small amount of wealth or a small amount of capital and grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build your wealth. And in the online training program, you're going to learn exactly what we taught him about how to get this consistency. Now, whilst we're talking about consistency, you saw this guy in one of the videos, 88 winners out of 94. I completed the training over a year ago. I've been successful in 88 out of 94 trades. I taught this guy a very, very, very reliable strategy that I learned after being mentored by one of the world's top investors. It's very simple. Anyone can do it, even a complete beginner. In the online training program, you're going to learn that exact same strategy. Very reliable strategy. This guy, $30,000 profit in the first 4 months. None of our course graduates, $500 profit per week. After training, on average, I make $400 to $500 profit per week. Best thing of all, I'm only using $2,000 capital. None of our course graduates, $2,000 to $11,000. None of our course graduates, $48,000 profit in a month. Darren's training course has truly changed my financial destiny and that of my family. This month, I made $48,000 from trading. Now, if you could make an extra $48,000 a month, would that make your life a bit easier? Yes or no? For sure, yeah. None of our course graduates, $24,000 profit in a week. We have literally thousands of success stories and testimonials from people who've done our training program. We actually have over 8,000 success stories and testimonials from people who've done the training program. How have we managed to get so many success stories? Because the strategies we teach work. How have we managed to be the #1 investment training company in Europe for over 15 years? Because the strategies we teach work. Now, I'm going to do something very, very special for everyone who's on this webinar right now. And also, in a couple of minutes at the end of this talk, I'm going to share with you one of the most important bits of advice I've ever been given about becoming truly wealthy. First of all, I'm going to do something very, very special for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an absolutely incredible offer. And this will be the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. You are definitely going to want to hear this offer. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So, our online forex and stock market masterclass training course is 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home, and is over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the best strategies, the best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's basically my life work. I've spent over 20 years finding the very best strategies, the very best techniques. I worked out I spent over $100,000 of my money learning all of this stuff. In that online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. Really is an incredible training program. And I teach it in a very clear, simple way so that even complete beginners can understand. And as I said, I'm actually very proud of the training program. I truly believe that it's the best online investment training program in the world. And as well as the online training program, you get an online one-to-one session with one of my team. And after each lesson, you get a live questions and answer session with me personally. So you can get all of your individual questions answered by me personally after every lesson, a live Q&A session. The normal investment for that, $4,997, so $5,000. That's the real price. That's what people have actually paid for that training. They were very glad they did. It's well worth it. But I am going to give you an offer, and this offer is going to be absolutely incredible. You will definitely want to hear this. First of all, let me just explain what you're going to learn in the online training program. You're going to learn how to do everything step by step for real. So even if you're a complete beginner, by the end of the program, you'll know how to do this. You're going to learn my best forex strategies, my best stock market strategies, exactly step by step how to do it. And you're going to learn my best cryptocurrency strategies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. If you're a complete beginner and you know nothing about that, I'll teach you what they are, how to use them, but I'll teach you my best strategies for whatever you want to trade, exactly how to do them. I'm going to teach you a strategy I used to double my money in less than a week. Now, if you could double your money in less than a week, would that make your life a bit easier? Yeah. And also, I'm going to show you how to set this all up on autopilot. So it'll take literally 1 hour a week to do these strategies. And that can be in the evening or the weekend. You've got a full-time job or a business, very easy to run this alongside. And you'll learn my most powerful day trading, medium-term and long-term strategies, exactly how to do them. And you're going to see me do this in practice. And then I'll set you practical exercises. And then we have our live questions and answer session so I can make sure you've understood everything. Really, really effective way to learn this stuff. Now, as I said, normally $4,997, so $5,000. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to let you have the full, complete online training program over 16 hours of me personally teaching these strategies and the online one-to-one session and the live Q&A sessions. Instead of $5,000, I'm going to let you have that for just $970. That is such an incredible offer. That is the best offer we've ever done in the history of our company. And I'm actually going to give you a couple of extra things that will make this even better, which I'll tell you about in just a second. You'll definitely want to hear about those. But first of all, I would say at $5,000, it's great value. What you learn on the course, you could use to make many, many times that. At $970, that is just a crazy offer. That is such good value. You're going to be learning the strategies. I paid over $100,000 to learn this stuff. $970 is nothing for what you're going to be learning. I said it was going to be an incredible offer. That is absolutely incredible. And I'm actually going to make this even better for you. I see a few people saying, how do I book? Okay, I'm going to make it even better for you, first of all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a VIP upgrade. And what you're going to get as a VIP, the VIP upgrade, we talked about my trading watch list earlier. This is where each week for 12 weeks, I send you a list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. For American stocks and shares, for UK stocks and shares, forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. I send you this each week for 12 weeks. As I said, I've currently got 43 people paid me $5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. What I'm going to do is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer, like this guy here, £8,000 profit using my watch list, a lot of people just copy my trades. If you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include those watch lists for free. Now, that's going to be an incredible resource for you. I would say just the watch list by themselves are worth many, many times the $970. But that's going to be just a really incredible resource for you. Now, we did talk about my Investment Success 3-day live event. I said before the end of this talk, I'd give one of you the chance to attend that for free, for you and a guest. Normally $5,000. Many, many people have already bought 2 tickets from us for $5,000. Well worth it. Incredible course. We hold it in our offices. I said I would give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. What I'm going to do is I am going to give everyone the chance to attend that for free. What I'm going to say is, if you book your place for the online training program right now, I'm going to include 2 tickets to the live event for free, which will be an amazing experience for you. And something else that I do, which could really help you a lot, I run monthly webinars, online webinars, about 30 minutes in length. and it's a really good way to check you're constantly improving. And what I do is at the end of the webinar, I set a little 10-minute exercise, very simple. Anyone could do it, even a complete beginner, but it's a really great way to check you're constantly improving. 24 months worth of the webinar, value $2,000. You decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now. I'm going to include that for free as well, which is just, again, another incredible resource to make sure you're constantly getting better at this. Now, this next part, more people saying, how do I book? I want to book. I'm almost there. This next part of the offer, there is a price involved. So what I'll do is I'll explain what it is. And once I've explained everything, you can have a think about it and decide if you want to include it. But there is a price involved. So I will explain what it is, have a think about it, and then right at the end, you can decide if you want to include it. And that is one-to-one mentoring with me. I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. If you want it included, it's going to be yours for only $3,000. You can have a think about that, decide right at the end if you want it included. But what I would say is at $30,000, it is great value. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make many, many times that. $3,000 is incredible value. What I can help you master in a one-to-one mentoring session will literally be some of the best investment techniques in the world. It will be an amazing session. If you want it included, $3,000, have a think about that and you can decide right at the end. Actually, thinking about it, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, that is huge, really, that is huge. Now, let me just be clear, because I want to make sure you get the absolute most from this one-to-one mentoring session with me. So there's no point you having it immediately. The way this will work is you'll complete the online training program. You'll have the online session, one of my team. You'll have the live Q&A sessions. We're going to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what strategies to use. Then over maybe the next 6 to 8 weeks, you'll do perhaps 3 or 4 trades a week. You send me in your first 25 trades. I'm going to look through them all. Then we do our one-to-one mentoring session together. And it's going to be an amazing session. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make literally millions of dollars. It's going to be an incredible session. As I said, I currently charge $30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. You decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now. I'm going to include that for free. Now, obviously, this is my time involved, so I can't do this for everybody. So what I'm going to say is the first 15 people who book a place, I'm going to include that for free. And you're going to have to be quick to be in the first 15. We've got a lot of people on this webinar today. To book your place, I've got a couple more things I'm going to give you, but if you want to be in those first 15, you're going to have to be pretty quick. The link here, https://bit.ly/VIP training. Yes, go to that link, book your place. If your booking goes through, that means you're in the first 15. First 15 people, I'm going to include that for free. Now, yeah, if you want to be in, you better be quick, yeah? Now, I'm also going to give you a couple of extra things. What I'm going to do is at your mentoring session, I'm going to give you my personal email address, and I am personally going to provide your ongoing support. You can ask me any question, anytime, forever. And I really do mean that. Now, so basically, that's lifetime support from me personally. I put their value $5,000. It's worth way more than that, but I thought I'd better put some kind of price to it. All of that would be $51,997 for you right now, $970. That is an incredible offer. That's going to be for the first 15 people who book a place. Going to that link, it's going to be an amazing training. Now, and I'm actually going to make this even easier for you. And by the way, once you've got your place, just type into the questions window saying, I'm in, I've got my place, so I can kind of welcome you into the program. I'm going to make this even easier for you. You could either do this in one installment today of $970, or you can do it in 3 installments, $387 today, and then 2 more monthly installments. But if you do it in one installment today, I'm going to give you a $1,000 bonus product for free as well. It's an online wealth psychology training program I recorded where I teach you how to achieve your goals super fast, how to get the right wealth mindset. Really great program. You do it in one installment today, I'm going to include that for free as well. And something which I thought would be a nice thing to do, I'm going to give you a way so you could almost immediately get 100% of your cash back. And that is once you've booked your place, If you then refer 2 people onto the training program and they book their place, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. And you can actually give them the price I gave you just there, $970, but that is just for the online training program, not all these extra things that I'm giving you, but just for the online program, $970. That's incredible, incredible value. So refer 2 people, they book their place, you get 100% of your course fee back. And one almost last thing I'm going to do for you, and I see a few people already saying they got their place. Fantastic. So congratulations, Catherine. Congratulations, Simon. Congratulations, Graham. Fantastic. Got your place. So, and Mick, I think you got your place as well. Congratulations. Yeah, if you want to get your place right now, you're going to need to be quick to be in those first 15. Just go to that link there and let me know once you've got your place. So something else which I'm going to do for you, almost last thing, is I'm going to give you 100% money back guarantee. And that is, as long as you're present for each of the webinars, do a little 10-minute exercise, which is our way to check you're on track. I guarantee if you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. I know this stuff works. I don't mind doing that. We've got over 8,000 success stories and testimonials. If you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back, and I'll even let you keep the course materials. I know this stuff works. I don't mind doing that. And what I'm going to do is, once you've made your first $100,000 profit, and you're going to be learning strategies that could easily get you there, I'm going to invite you to a celebration dinner at my house. And after dinner, I'm going to work with you on your plan to hit your first $1 million. It's going to be an amazing session. As I said, some of the people I've worked with personally have gone on to make literally millions of dollars. It's going to be an incredible session. Now, and I can see more people saying they got their place, so congratulations. Lucy, congratulations. Joe, congratulations. Oh, they're whizzing past faster than I can read them. Helen, if you got your place, congratulations. Ahmed, congratulations. It's going to be an amazing training. And one last thing that I'm going to do, and I was thinking, shall I do this? Yeah, I'm going to do this. The 24 trade analysis videos on the 24 karat gold plated memory stick. 2 small groups of trade and investors paid me $100,000 each to get hold of this. What I'm going to do is the first 15 people who book a place right now, I'm going to give you that for free as well. Now that is huge. What I'm going to do is when you attend the live event, you can pick up the physical USB. And what I'll do is I'll put those videos online as part of your training program, so you get access to them straight away. That's going to be for the first 15 people only. And I think we've already got, it must be about 10 people. So we're getting very close. If you want to be in one of those first 15, if you go to the link now, book your place, it's going to be an incredible training program. And I can see more people saying they got their place. Congratulations. So, and if I missed you, by the way, because I saw lots of names whiz past me as I was reading them there, but it's going to be an incredible, incredible training program. So let me know as soon as you've got your place. And by the way, if you had any issues with your booking going through or your payments going through, you can always just send us an email, info@wealthtrainingcompany.com. We can help you out with your booking if for any issue it didn't go through. But to book your place, here's the link. I'm going to type this into the window for everybody. Let me just type that in if I can. Okay, there we go. I'll send that to you all. You should have that in your questions, answer to someone's questions in the window there. Yeah, so that's the link. You can click on that, or you can copy and paste it, I think. But yeah, congratulations everyone who's got a place. And what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to hold a welcome webinar for everyone who's booked your place, where I'll just explain about all the great stuff you've got included, make sure you understand the next steps from here. And I might even teach you a couple of extra things. I've got a couple of really nice things that I might teach you straight away. So once you've got your place, you'll get an email from us, probably going to be tomorrow morning. And in that email, it will give you the link for the, for the welcome webinar. And yeah, I'll be on there answering questions as well. It'll be a really great session. It'll be a short session, maybe like 25 minutes, but I just want to welcome you into the program and kind of explain all this great stuff you're getting included. So, and I can see a few more people saying they got their place. So Joseph, congratulations. Ralph, congratulations. And Catherine, if I didn't already say congratulations, congratulations. I can see you're in as well. So there must be, I reckon there's probably 2 or 3 places left. If you haven't got your place yet, grab it now. I think it's probably 2 or 3 places left. Really is going to be incredible training. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on my camera again, and I'll just answer any questions, I think. So let's have a look. And so I can see, well, first of all, a couple of common questions that I'm asked. What's the smallest amount you can start with? About $250. That's probably the smallest amount to get started. How much time does it really take to get good at this? You can, once you're good, it should realistically take about 1 hour a week to do the strategies that I teach, because I show you how to kind of automate a lot of it, so you don't have to sit there all day watching the screen or anything like that. Should realistically, once you're good, take about an hour a week. How long does it take to get good? I'd say initially you probably want to do about 2 hours practice a week for maybe 3 or 4 weeks to really get good at the strategies and really practice them. So I'd say a couple of hours a week to practice. Does this work equally well in any country? Yes, absolutely. As I said, I've got lots of clients in USA, I've got lots of clients in Canada, lots of clients all across Europe, Asia, UK. Yeah, it works just as well any markets. And it doesn't matter where you live. I live in the UK, I live in London. I trade the American stock market. I trade the Russian stock market even sometimes. I've traded European stock markets. Doesn't matter what country you live in, you can trade whatever you want. Okay, let's have a look down these questions here. So, and yeah, so in the lesson, Graham, to answer your question, in the first lesson, I'll talk through the different trading platforms, which ones I think are the best, and talk through the pros and cons of those. And it's free to open the trading platforms, but I will go into some detail first lesson, and I'll cover all of that. Yeah, so let me, oh, and Ralph asking the same question. Yeah, I definitely will cover that for you. Okay, so, and what I would say is for everybody in life, you've got to learn something to get your money working for you, because otherwise you spend your whole life working for money instead of money working for you. And out of anything you could learn, I would say the absolute best thing is trading and investing, because once you're good at this, you can make money anytime, any place, whatever's happening to the economy. It doesn't matter if the stock markets are crashing, if there's a recession, you can still make money if you know how to invest. And I think a lot of people realize during this whole Corona situation, you can't rely on a job, you can't rely on your boss, you can't rely on even on a business. A lot of businesses hit hard times. You can't rely on real estate, because a lot of real estate hit really hard times when short-term lets weren't working anymore. The one thing you could rely on if you were a good investor, it's been an incredible time for trading and investing. Yeah, one of the best times ever. And once you've mastered this skill, you have it forever for the rest of your life. You can share it with your family, your friends, the people you care about. Just, I would say, have anything in life that you could master to do with wealth, this is it. This is the number one thing. And you learn it once, you have it forever. And right now is the best time ever to be investing in the stock market and the forex markets, because of all these big movements that are happening. It's absolutely incredible time. So your timing to be on this training today was perfect. You came to this training for a reason. I believe in fate as well. You're here for a reason. Just make sure you take the next step. Yeah, take the next step, get your place on the training program. This is it. This is the time. This is your time to really master this. And it's life-changing. Once you get good at this, just incredible thing. So yeah, I'd say glad you're on the train today. Just make sure you take the next step. Now, okay, and I think what I'll do is, I think that was most of the questions that we've answered there. I see a couple more people saying they got their place. So congratulations as well. And there's probably, well, I haven't counted properly, but I think there's probably like 1 or 2 places left. So if you're still thinking about it, grab your place now. Yeah, it's going to be one of the best things you ever learn in your life. I would just say for everybody, thank you for joining me today. I really hope you got some good value from this webinar, learned some good content, some good strategies. And whether you continue with me or with someone else, I really do wish you great success, great wealth. Thank you for joining me today. Those of you who've got a place, you'll get an email from us. It's going to be probably tomorrow morning about the welcome webinar that we're holding and all the details for that. You might even get an email today actually about that. But yeah, just congratulations. Great decision. It's going to be an incredible training program. So thank you for joining me. And I will say goodbye. And for some of you, I'm going to see you very shortly anyway. I'll switch off my microphone and my camera, but I'll leave this screen up for like 5 minutes, just in case anyone wanted to jot down the link there. If you hadn't booked your place yet and you want to, I'll leave that screen up there for the next kind of 5 minutes. But I'll say goodbye for now. And yeah, I'm going to be speaking with some of you very soon as well. So congratulations and thanks for joining me today.